Okay, so there's been huge developments now in the summer. The transfer window is not yet over. I will explain all right now. Hello there viewers and welcome to not quite yet Season 7, let's call it Season 6.5 of the Arsenal Save on my channel. And I have to say, this caught me completely unaware, we're somehow in the Club World Championships. I think it must be because we were in the last four of the Champions League, but we have made it to the Club World Championships. And as you can tell, we're in the final. We have beaten a number of teams to get the group stage was a kind of free-for-all. PSG we've beaten City, and we face Manchester United in the World Club Championship final. I have made some signings, but I don't want to show you them because it's going to give the game away for the season premiere, which will be in our home game against Burnley, which I'm very excited for. But there is one transfer I just cannot ignore, and it's one that hasn't happened yet. Fabio Silva, hero of the save. 78 goals in 132 appearances for the Gunners. Barcelona want him, and they offered me £120 million for him. I said no. He is now upset and unsettled. And originally I was thinking, I really don't want to sell him. And now I'm sat there thinking, with Ablas here, maybe I should. I'm not really sure what to do, which is why I want your help. What do we do? There's an emotional attachment to Fabio. He is probably one of the highest points of the entire series. He's one of the few signings I made that I definitely got right, and he's been brilliant. But last year, he wasn't really that good. You can tell it was his poorest year for us by a long way. 13 goals and 29 appearances, but he still did play at a 7.1. So, what do we do? Do we say yes or do we say no? A lot of it comes down to, can I replace him? Because I don't want to be relying on Ablas all year, which is why Fabio was so good having him on the bench. And I think I may have found the answer in two players. The first of whom is Norberto Rey. 23-year-old Argentinian, physicals to die for. He's a bit more of a leader than Fabio's, and his mentals are very good. Technically, he is not as good, and that is probably where I'm having a little bit of an issue. But he has got 33 goals and 72 appearances for Saint Etienne. He didn't quite cut the mustard at Tottenham. So, is that saying something about him? I'm not 100% sure. And the other one is Agron Yusufi, and I have to say, if we were to sell Fabio, this is definitely the man that I would probably be more keen on bringing in. Albanian wonder kid, £53 million at the mines. You look at his physicals, incredible. Mentals are absolutely nuts. 20 determination, 14 leadership at 19 is ridiculous, and technically he is very, very gifted. So he would probably be my number one pick. We'd have to get him for around about £96 million. Can I really afford to spend that amount of money on a striker? I don't know. So let me know in the comment section what you think we need to do about Fabio Silva. He might well be playing today in his final game, because I am going to show you the Club World Cup Championship final with us against United, and the squad is incredibly depleted. And you can see what I mean here. We are literally down to the bare bones, and that's because I did the training camp squad. There's been a fair few injuries in pre-season because no one's really had a break, and there are new signings, but I'm trying not to show you any of them in the bottom. So, our lineup today is going to be Donnarumma, Tierney, Aya, Wood, and Aarons. Torreira and Willock in the middle. Smith Rowe, Almada, and Pedrinho are in behind Abbas, who's leading the lineup. From Fabio Silva is on the bench amongst all the rumours of him going. I really don't know what to do. We win this, and we are technically the best club in the world. Make of that what you will. But their team's very good here. They've got all the big guns out. They've got De Gea. They've got a guy called Kroller. Who's he? Oh, maybe they don't. They've got a lot of their youngsters up here. Higham. We might be able to beat them here, you know. Romero's in the middle. Justin, Anthony, Gravenberch, Pogba, Rashford, Haaland, and Pellegrini. Going forward, they're so good. But maybe there's a chance here. I'm going to say we've been on a good run lately, so go out there and impress me. We've done really, really well in this tournament. It's completely come out of nowhere. I just thought it would be nice for us to have a quick game, address the Fabio Silva issue, because obviously that fundamentally is going to shape my summer and where we go from there. So I know it's going to be maybe a bit of a short episode, but it's just, there are big developments, huge developments in the save. We could become the best team in the world, technically. And also, like I said, £120 million would give me a lot to play with. And I would need to replace him as a striker as we whip the ball in there, Torreira. And it's fallen to Willock, who finds Max Aarons. Aarons on the ball here, whips it into the back post. Emil Smith-Rowe. Oh, it's gone through De Gea, and it's in. We take a 1-0 lead in the Club World Championship final. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I just completely forgot that we were even in it. I didn't even know we'd qualified. It genuinely must be because we're the last four in the Champions League, because City, Liverpool and United and us are all there, and obviously we haven't achieved anything really big in English football, so it must have been the fact we did well in the Champions League. That's the only thing I can think of, unless this is some kind of really big friendly tournament. But as far as I'm aware, this is the Club World Championship, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it's going to be very, very humiliating. If anyone does know how I've somehow managed to qualify it, please do let me know in the comment section, because it's absolutely baffling me. Donnarumma here, out to Wood. We made a good start to the game, actually. Not in terms of stats of dominating it, but we're the ones that have had pretty much the only highlights and all the ball when we've been on camera, so it's never a bad thing. Aaron's ball over the top looking for Ablas, and he's done brilliantly to peel off his man there. He's not got a lot of support. He's sort of like moonwalked his way in, and Armada hits it just wide. Should really have been two there. It's a poor finish from Armada, but Ablas, top notch, mate, top notch. I think this is nice because it's sort of setting us up for the league, and we kind of get a good bearing of where we are. We play big teams in this, and no one's really played weakened sides particularly. Most of the sides we played have all been relatively near full strength, as they give the ball away there. Ablas is in, he has to finish that. So poor. Somehow De Gea's managed to hold it from 3 yards out. Not sure how that's happened. Poor finish from Ablas. He normally doesn't pass it, he usually drills them in. I think if he got a bit more power behind that, it probably would have been a goal. Bit disappointing there, that's for sure. We're going to be the best team in the world at this rate. I'm excited here. I'm going to be so disappointed if this is not the tournament that I think it is. But I'm certain that the Club World Cup Championships or the Club World Championships are, you know, the big one. I know it's normally around December time, and that's what's worrying me, is that normally it's around December time, isn't it? And it's usually just the winner of the Champions League, and it's all the winners of all the big continental competitions. But even if it's a big friendly tournament, we're still winning it, so what's not to like? I'm going to say I'm happy with your performance so far. Not happy with Pedrinho. He's going to come off. Luca Mortellaro is going to come on. I'm trying to get him trained up more as a winger, because at the moment I don't think he's going to really challenge Armada in that kind of number 10 role. That is very much Armada's position at the moment. I can't see anyone kind of dislodging him from that as it stands. I really need to cancel some of the friendlies we got going on though, as Ablas is in here. Go on, mate, finish it. Ablas, there you go. It's 2. And I think we are going to win this tournament. No matter if it's a friendly or not, winning a tournament is always good for it. And the fact that we're putting some of our rivals to the sword here gets me a little bit excited. And not in that way. Well, okay, maybe a little bit. Ablas on the ball. I mean, that is a great touch and a superb finish. De Gea had no chance. Boom! 2-0. Not one highlight for United. We've been absolutely all over him in this game. Loving it. Make one more change. Wood's going to come off, and Johan Labrie is going to come on. Expect him to play a bit more of a part this year as well. I know I didn't really touch on him too much last year in terms of I didn't give him a lot of game time, but he is a player that is going to be a very, very big talent for us going forward. And I think it's only natural that if he is going to leave, we bring Fabio Silva on for one last hurrah, even if it's in this tournament. He is an elite striker. And I don't know. I genuinely don't know what to do. And that's why I'm excited to see what your guys' feedback is. My gut is saying sell him, take the money, because I can improve the rest of the squad elsewhere, and he wasn't brilliant last year, but we know what he's capable of, and it's that fear that if I let him go to another club and then he suddenly starts absolutely pounding goals in, I've given away maybe a 50 goal a year striker, as Fabio goes through right now and drills it just wide. It's a good save by De Gea, actually. I didn't realise he got a touch to it. That is a tremendous save. Mortellaro gets on the ball, and now we can run at them here. We've exposed the back four. Mortellaro, he's in. Great tackle. Smith-Rowe comes in, drills it just against the United defender. Decent defending from them in the end. It's been a very good performance from us. It's hard to say how relevant it is, because obviously it doesn't feel like it's a really, really competitive one. But when you look at the team that they've put out, it is a competitive game. They've arguably got their best team out, minus maybe a couple of the defenders. And we've obviously got not even near our kind of like first strength out. We've got a lot better players to come back in, like De Ligt and Pepe and and other players. So and some of the signings I've made. I'm very excited to show you them all. I've literally just been rambling here for like the last 10 minutes because this game has just flown by. Like, all the highlights are ours. That is probably one of the most complete performances you will ever see. At least on this channel. Pogba to Dele Alli, back to Pogba. Pogba hits it. I mean, he just couldn't not have a say, could he? It's a superb goal from Paul Pogba. Maybe a little too late, mate. So shut up. I mean, I want to see it again just for how good it was. Pogba here, I mean, it's a good bit of play between him and Ali. Ali tees it back. Pogba one touch. I mean, that is such a good finish. It's unreal. No keeper in the world is going to save that. But we do win the competition. 2-1. Very good indeed. I can't believe it. Genuinely stunned. I'm going to assertively say congratulations, lads. I'm happy with that. See, that's what makes me think it wasn't a proper tournament. I'm not sure. Hosts USA, Canada and Mexico. Maybe it was. I have no idea. We've received nearly £4 million for winning that. That's pretty impressive. We get medals. So yeah, I think that's a proper tournament. I'm one of the top English managers. That's impressive. Am I in the Hall of Fame? Am I? I'm 10th in the Hall of Fame. Yes. Okay, that's good. I've got a bit of a way to go to get to Bob Paisley, Brian Clough and co. But excellent. The board happy that we won. Ablas was man of the match, as always. Praise his performance. So you were very good in front of goal last time. Well done, mate. So now that that is out of the way, I've told you already, we're going to come back for the opening day of the Premier League weekend, which is against Burnley. I still have a month to go until that kicks off. You know what to do in the meantime. Get down in that comment section. Let me know what you want me to do. What do we do in terms of Fabio? Do I sell him? Or do we keep him because he is, whether we like it or not, an invaluable member of the squad? And he's a player that is really good to have as a squad. But is it worth keeping an unhappy player here? Probably not. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. It's genuinely a toss of a coin. Thank you so much for watching the episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Of course, in the next episode, I will be going through all the transfers. Trust me, there are some absolute beauties and some doozies in there. You are not going to want to miss it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until I see you for the start of Season 7, stay cool. I'm excited.